So here we are, welcome to day 103, 103. It's getting to the point where, the numbers are like escaping me, of scaling my marketing agency to 10k a month. So today has been a new week, it's the 13th, Monday, 13th of April, 2026. Been quite a good day. Essentially, to be fair, as much as there wasn't like a crazy amount in my calendar, there was still a lot to be doing today. I had a couple of meetings. I had a sales call in the evening at about 6 p.m. So a bit of a late one compared to like usually when I take a sales call, and especially obviously starting so early in the morning, that can be rough having to still do that in the evening. But then also had a client call at 3 p.m. With a client that's going to be going live later this week. So, yeah, perfect. And two campaigns went live today. So, essentially, for like the last 3 months, almost 2 or 3 months, I haven't actually been working with any aesthetic clinics, which is crazy, right? So I had in January. This is why it's like a lot of progress has happened in a short amount of time, right? Because in January, I worked with a couple of aesthetic clinics, but they were more like two solo practitioners essentially, who were just kind of small time. I charged them a couple of £100 for them to come on. I was calling all the leads, 15% of revenue, but because it's like so difficult in terms of if you don't work with a good client who is like respected within the industry and has like good qualifications or lots of like respect, or that as a doctor or a nurse, etc., then it becomes difficult for you to also do your job. Like, by you I mean me. Because I can try and get them as many appointments as possible, but as soon as they talk to the practitioner, if they think, "Ooh, like, should I go for this? I know that there's the nurse or doctor clinic, which is going to cost a little bit more, but I know that I'm going to get, good results in terms of the treatment's going to go well, and I'm going to be cared for and looked after, like even long term, like beyond that treatment in terms of aftercare advice and follow up appointments from that." Then people just tend to go for that. So it became incredibly hard to do my job, and I wasn't getting much back from it because I made a couple £100 and they weren't able to obviously sell any of their services, so I didn't get any commission essentially from it either. So that was a difficult time with the business, and it felt like things weren't really getting anywhere. But into February, I went hard on, look, I need to work hard, make this a good month and get everything sorted. And essentially, I didn't have any clients actually in February, or gain any clients. Still kind of dealing with the mess of essentially the mess of those two clients that were in January that I ended up getting rid of. And then in February, just putting out, all the systems, getting them ready, and then going into March, running my own ads, like with a lot higher budget, and ending up on like a 3.7k month last month, because I sold two high ticket packages and two of the smaller ones at the start, which means essentially within a fairly short period of time, I onboarded like 4 clients. And then they were all kind of delayed a little bit from things that needed to happen to get onboarded and everything. And now they're all going live at the same time. So like 2 campaigns went live today, and then the other 2 campaigns are going to go live later in the week. So I've got a lot of work to do essentially to make sure that all is going well. And it's also a busy week because this is my last week here. So where you're seeing me now, this is my house up in Leamington, and I've got a few months' rent to pay off still for this before my lease ends. But I'm just leaving early essentially, to go back to Essex and live there because, this place just isn't like serving me, in the sense that I'm quitting my job here by the end of this week, as in my last shifts at the end of this week. and then that will be it essentially for me needing to be here. So I'm just going to head back home where obviously all my friends and family are, and obviously that's where my partner lives as well. It's just been good for both of us being up here, because obviously I'm not far from Birmingham here, which is where she studies at uni, but next year she'll be in Paris on a year abroad. So there's no benefit to, well, I wouldn't have a lease up here anyway during that time, but yeah, from where I live, it's quite easy to get into London, take the Eurostar or get a flight, whatever. And me working on this business is completely remote, so it's better than if I was at uni. I would have been doing a year abroad actually, but I would have had to go to like Kazakhstan or whatever because I was studying Russian. So it's crazy to think like where I would have been if I didn't go down this path. And it hasn't even been a year. It's been 9 months or whatever since making that decision that I wasn't gonna carry on, and finally I'm starting to see the rewards of that. But yeah, that is essentially day 103. Yeah, sales call, wasn't a qualified lead. Just someone trying to mess me around basically. But yeah, had that. Had the client call to do the final things to set up the campaign, and then also essentially the two campaigns going live, making sure my virtual assistant booking person is all up to date with how that works, what we're doing, and then just sorting all that out essentially, and getting the first leads come through. The lead flow is really good. It's so different compared to what I'm used to in the last couple of months, where I've just been working with this person doing the therapy. It's like night and day in terms of the leads are so much cheaper and they're better. So yeah, that's the way forward, isn't it? I just feel bad for this current client because it doesn't seem to matter what I do. Therapy in general is a really hard niche to advertise to, because a lot of people that need therapy are obviously, very sad. It's hard to speak to them on the phone anyway. And then it's also difficult to find people who have the budget for it, because a lot of the times you might even have bad mental health because you've lost your job, or your mental health leads to you losing your job, or loads of things around it mean that you don't even have one in the first place, because you're a bit messed up. So it does make it a hard niche. Some of that's limiting beliefs, right? There's people that need therapy who are in high earning jobs and are stressed out from it, but it's been incredibly difficult for me to find those people essentially. So yeah, that is essentially it for day 103.